same thing about me, but I need all the deer are gonna come by me before they go by him or her. I just had 3 does walk the back hillside here. I think I'm gonna tree thrash, see what happens. There's a shooter about 60 yards up above me. I don't know what it is. It might be a nice 10. It's a big 8 behind some thick stuff. Okay, well, I'm in the spot where the other night I saw that shooter. I got in here pretty early this morning and did a hanging on. I'm back here in the thick stuff. I'm definitely in the buck bedding area. Squirrels are chasing each other. The bucks have definitely been moving. It is almost 8:30 and I'm finally doing an interview. I've been in the tree and set up since about 6:15. I've seen probably 6 deer and all bucks, I think. Maybe 1 doe. 1 good size one, and then that one that made the rub, probably a 2-year-old, but nothing that I'm looking to shoot. 1 buck was grunting, and I think 1 had a doe down here. It's not the rut, it's only October 21st today, so, but I'm gonna start seeing some pre-rut activity. There's a scrape down here that was here for a while, and then there's a big rub back behind me here, so hopefully the movement keeps going and a big one comes by. November 10th, I am at the storage units again where I was last night, except I'm across the field and I brought a decoy. Monday, November 12th, I got off work this morning and came in at a little after sunrise to do a hanging hunt, and unfortunately I didn't get it on film, but there was about a 130s, maybe 140s 8-point bedded down about 30-40 yards from me, and I set up and he never even knew I was here. I was just putting the camera arm up and he stood up and walked up this hill in front of me. This is the ridge that I've hunted a couple times. Haven't hunted it since mid-October, I think. Urban hunt, they can come from anywhere. They should be coming from up in front of me here somewhere. It's a north wind all day today, and I'm gonna sit as long as I can. So hopefully something will cruise through, and there's a ton of beds underneath me. I don't know whether it's just a buck bedding area up on this little knob, but it looks like it would be a doe bedding area with everything matted down, but at the same time it could just be a buck continually shifting around all day. There is a really nice scrape right below me. That scrape is pretty new and it definitely looks like it'd been worked. I was gonna set up just on the other side there, but when I saw that I decided to set up about 5-10 yards this way in this clump of trees. The rub that I've seen, that I had my camera set up on, that I'm gonna check, I brought my card reader in with me. I think that my 8GB card is completely full, and it was set up on this rub, and that rub has been hit fresh. So I'm gonna take a look and hopefully something comes cruising by. It looks like those other guys are taking their stand out, at least right now. I'm curious to what they're doing, if they're gonna move it, or since they think they marked the property line over there. It'd be interesting if they try and move it deeper in on me, where I'm at right now. It'd be kind of funny, but we'll see. Mark. Hey. Mark. Hey. Smoked him. I was seriously packing up all my stuff. I just texted Hannah, my wife, and I was like, hey, you don't have to go let the dog out. I'm too cold. And I looked up, and that thing was coming right across the valley. And my camera was already put away in my backpack, and I had to grab it and put it away. I had to put it back on on the camera bar while he was walking to me. I have no idea how much footage I got. He hit this little scrape right here that I set up on. He could smell my ground scent while he was down there. Oh, he's right there. He's not down yet, but I'm I mean, I can see my arrow right here, and I can see the blood just pouring out of him. It's November. It's obviously harder to kill them, and they will go a ways. But he was quartering away, and I definitely had to have hit his heart, I'm sure. I'm shaking so much. I'm freezing cold right now. So, November 12th, I'm gonna pack my stuff up and get down. And then I'll look at my arrow finally. But I'm not too worried. Oh yeah. So, these arrows, for whatever reason, they don't really make it look like there's a whole lot of blood on them. But here's the blood from the deer. And it's nothing but bubbles, and there's just a line of blood. So I've got to pack all my stuff up. I've got to go get my dad's truck, and I mean, letting him lay an extra hour because he was still walking isn't going to hurt anything. So I'm going to just leave him lay. It just increases my chances of not bumping him. It's November, so deer can do crazy things. But, oh man, November 12th, I am done. Going to take this through just a little bit, show how I decided where I wanted to hang my stand this morning. So, walking in, I had a trail camera set up over this rub here. My camera, this tree right there. There's the rub. The wind was coming from that tree down this way into the valley. So just at this angle, the rub is right back there. It was coming down this way. So originally, I wanted to go up over in here. I wanted to go somewhere up in there. But I just didn't like that because of the wind, and I just didn't have a good feeling about it. So I walked down from the trail there and came up through the exact same path that the buck took. And I was walking in, and I got in here because I wanted to go originally to this tree because it's got a double crotch in it. So it's good for setting a stand in. But then I saw this scrape right here. And it's a good thing I saw that scrape because the original buck, first buck I saw, was bedded right over there. Right here's where the deer was standing. I was up in that tree right there. Here's my arrow. So he stood right here for a pretty long time in the video. And he was just dumping blood out. And then in the video he took a few steps. And there's the tree. And we could see this blood. So he's a pretty cool deer. I gotta pull him back out this way just a little bit. I don't even think, sorry, technically did make it across the fence. I'm staying on the fence right now. I made it like 5 yards past the fence. So, respect for the landowner. I'm going to pull him across my fence to gut him. And this is great. Get my hands on him real quick. Look at this. This is what he looks like from the side. Here he is. Big old white-tailed deer animal. You can see the entry wound right here. Went in right behind his shoulder there, and then it came out just on the other side of his brisket here. I'm sure when I open him up, he's not going to have a heart. I can't believe how much these animals can tolerate in terms of blood loss and trauma to their system. People just do not understand when they're tracking. I mean, I saw this deer going and I watched him, and I don't know how long I watched him for, and just the blood that was pumping out of him, and it looked like he just walked off. He looked like he wasn't comfortable. I knew he was going down, but he didn't on video. But he was right here. He was 5 yards behind where I last saw him, maybe, at the absolute most. I didn't hear him crash. I think he just laid down and went to sleep. I'm gonna get him cleaned up and get some pictures taken. He's an old bruiser. He's got a ton of grass and tree shrubs up in his antlers up here. Whether he broke something off or something got stuck in his velvet here, he's got a cool horn. He's got an extra little tine down here. This brow tine sticks straight out. He's got just a ton of character on him. He's such a cool deer. He's gonna make a really cool European mount. I'm really curious to where I shot him. I think I just double lunged him. This is what's left of one lung. Here's his other lung. They're both just shredded. But his heart, I opened his heart up. So, I double lunged and heart shot that deer. He maybe went 40, 50 yards after the shot. But, I mean, he was hurting the whole time, and still, I was sure of the shot. I even went and reviewed it, and after I reviewed it on video, I still even thought about giving him a little bit of time, just because of the quartering away, and it was a steep shot. But obviously, I didn't need to do anything. I could have came and got him right away. So, boom.